There are many factors as to why a website might not be performing as well as it should. And in this video, we're going to have a look at 8 possible reasons why your website is underperforming. Let's first look at the construction of the website, and we need to make sure that it is visually appealing on both desktop and mobile devices. Now, over 63% of internet traffic is consumed on a mobile device, so we need to make sure that our text and images are aligned correctly. Nothing more frustrating for a website visitor than somebody that can't actually see the website properly. Websites that are structured and divided into sections with a natural flow make it much easier for your visitors to read and navigate. Making your website easy to navigate is incredibly important. If a visitor gets lost on your website, there is every possibility they will simply leave and carry on searching elsewhere. Sometimes the use of a floating navigation is useful. So whenever they're scrolling the site, the nav bar will always be on display. If that doesn't fit with your particular design, then perhaps a floating icon on the page that will allow the user to navigate directly to the top of the page again, where they can navigate your website. If your visitors have been scrolling through your website, looking up all the information about your products and services, how do they then make contact with you? Do they have to scroll to the very top and select a contact option, or do you include call to actions on the various different sections of your website? Adding links to your social media is also incredibly important, but not only does it give your visitors another means of contacting you, but again allows them to find out more information about you and your business. The back end of your website is where all the magic happens, is where all the code gets executed. Now that code needs to be structured in a certain way to make the website perform better and load quicker. A poor loading website not only harms the search engine rankings, but it also provides a poor user experience. Nobody likes a slow website, and what's even more frustrating for visitors is when they're scrolling through your site and all of a sudden an element is delayed loading. It suddenly loads and then the page shifts. And that can be incredibly frustrating for your visitors. Not only does it make for a poor user experience, but it can also harm your web page rankings within the search engines. So there are several techniques we can use within the website code itself to help prevent things like delayed loading and page shifting. But the first thing we want to make sure we do is that our assets are properly optimized. So things like images and videos, we want to be making sure that we are using the correct formats. Now, perhaps instead of using a PNG or a JPEG as your image, maybe we could move on to something like WebP, which is much smaller in size. We also want to make sure that before we've uploaded an image to our website, that we have cropped it and we've sized it correctly for the design of our site. So there's no point in uploading a huge image which then has to be shrunk down to fit the design. We want to make sure that we've done that prior to uploading it to our webpage. Where possible, you want to try and have other websites that link to yours. And what this will do is it will help with the search engine rankings. The more external links from reputable websites, the higher your site will rank in the search engines. And of course, what this will do is will add that element of credibility, that your website is genuine, the information on your website is accurate. And of course, this is what will certainly help your website thrive. A good example of creating backlinks is to use free directory listings. There are plenty of them out there. Fill in all the details about your business, your contact details, and of course your website, and within no time at all you've just created a backlink. Now of course you want to be a little bit careful, because there are plenty of companies out there who will sell you backlinks, and that's where you need to be a bit cautious, because certainly linking from a non-reputable website back to yours is certainly going to have a negative impact on your search rankings. So needs to be a little bit careful there. What you can also do is link from your social media back to your website. Again, it's another way for your website to be found, and again, it's a very good way of generating more backlinks. Hosting is a crucial factor. No amount of optimization is going to be any good if the hosting provider you're using is either slow or unreliable. So you want to make sure that you are picking a hosting provider that is suitable for your type of website. So things like an e-commerce website or online shop perhaps needs a little bit more power and performance. So always best to explore your options. And you also want to pick a host as well that's able to offer you scalability. So if your website grows, if you start getting a lot of visitors to the website, you want to make sure that the server that your website is hosted on certainly has the capability to cope with that demand. Using a CMS such as WordPress can be incredibly beneficial. I mean, it powers over 43% of all the websites on the internet today. It offers a solid platform for web development. And of course, it's scalable, and with its vast use of plugins, it means whatever website you need, whatever functionality you need on your website, you are bound to find a plugin for that. There are plugins to enhance security as well as to optimize the performance of your website. The more plugins you use, the more resources is going to be required to run your website. So you want to be a little bit careful about how many plugins you actually use. Installing multiple plugins to help with performance can actually have the opposite effect. Because of course the more plugins you've got, the more bloated the website becomes, the slower it performs, and of course that's going to have a negative effect not only for your visitors but also for your web page rankings. Perhaps trying to find some lightweight plugins that are not as resource intensive as others is perhaps the way to go. So by focusing on those 8 key points, you should be able to significantly increase the performance of your site, certainly your visitors experience, and of course your search engine rankings. So I hope you found the video useful. If you have, please feel free to drop me a comment below, and hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.